Hi, I'm Raya, and this is Wondering About Wolves. Today, we're looking at the Wolves versus Crystal Palace match preview.
Yes, the big match coming up at Selhurst Park on a Saturday,
Yes.
3 o'clock kickoff, which is unusual. We haven't played a 3 o'clock kickoff game on a Saturday for a long time.
No.
So, what's first on your agenda?
The information about the game.
Okay, so what information have you been finding out for this one?
Wolves and Palace are both on 23 points.
Yeah, even Stevens in the league,
Yes,
you know, we've both
even
been as
equal
good
team.
as each other or as bad as each other,
whichever.
depending whichever way you
Yeah.
look at it. We are 13th and Palace are 14th, I think, on
Yes.
goal difference. Our goal difference is slightly better than Palace's, but as you
Yes,
can see,
very tight.
oh yeah, I
very
think it's
close.
like 4 goals or something better off where I am
yeah.
on goal difference wise. So, and I think that's due to our defensive record being better than
Yeah.
theirs. But in the league season so far, we've really been neck and neck, haven't
Yeah.
we, Wolves and Palace?
Wolves have beaten Palace twice already this season.
That's true, yeah. In the league, we defeated them, and also
in the FA
in the
Cup.
FA Cup. Yeah, so we've beaten them a couple of times already.
Yeah.
So we go to Selhurst Park with high hopes.
Yeah.
We've done it already a couple of times. There's no
Should
reason.
be able to do it again.
Yeah, there's no reason we couldn't go there and beat them again.
Palace have some players out with injury. Connor Wickham,
Connor Wickham, yeah, he's
sorry.
out. Connor Wickham.
James Tompkins and Sacco.
Yeah, Mamadou Sakho,
Yeah.
he's out as well. I'll tell you another player that got out. You won't know this player, but he's an old Wolves player, but he was before your time. A goalkeeper called Wayne Hennessy. He's a Palace player, and he's out injured as well. So he's another one that's on their injury list. And I know they've got a few injuries, and Sakho and Tompkins and both centre defenders. So they may have a shortage there and may have to play somebody
Yeah.
like Czech Kuyate out of position as a centre-back. We'll wait and see. What's next on the agenda?
Worry about.
Ooh. So what have we got to worry about then for this big game at Selhurst Park that's coming up? What have we got to worry about?
Palace could give a debut to the new striker they have signed. I don't know how to pronounce this, but I think it's Gian-Philippe Mateta.
Mateta,
I
yeah.
don't know how to pronounce
Yeah,
that.
I don't know a lot about the guy. I've
No.
read, I saw the transfer come up like on Sky Sports News whenever it was. I know that he's from the Bundesliga. He's come from
Yeah.
Mainz. And I think he's a French international at under 19, under 23 level. So
Yeah.
there is some pedigree there. But as for how good he is, we don't know. But you're right, it is something to
Yeah.
worry about because this guy could turn up and be absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. You know, so we've got to keep our eye on him. Whether he'll start or whether he'll be on the bench,
We don't know.
know. But he's definitely one to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Of the last 9 away games, Wolves have lost. They have conceded first every time.
Right, so out of the last 9 away games that we have lost, I mean, we
Yeah.
haven't lost 9 in a
No.
row, but
But the ones
we've
that we
won
have
and we've
lost.
drawn in that time. But the last 9 that we have lost away from
We've
home,
conceded first.
every single time we conceded first, I mean, that tells you something straight away, doesn't it? That how
When we
big,
concede
how
first,
how big is that first goal going to be at Palace? If we get it, we usually get something from the game, don't we? If we score
But
first.
if they get it, then
If they get it and we've lost the last 9 times, our last 9 defeats away from home have come every time we've conceded first, then it just shows how big the first goal of the game is.
Yeah. Zaha has scored 9 goals in 17 Premier League appearances this season, which is over double the amount of Wolves' top scorer.
Yeah, I think Jimenez and Neto have got
Yeah.
4 each.
Something
For
like
us.
that, isn't it? But
So, yeah, Zaha
He's got
is
9.
outscoring our players by a long way. 9 in 17. Now, last season, Zaha had a quiet season in terms of his goal scoring return, but this season, he's been right on the money, and he's scoring a 9 in 17. I didn't realise it was that many.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, so their main goal threat comes from Wilfried Zaha,
Yeah.
and it's hopefully by the time the season finishes, now we're sort of halfway through, our players can have better stats and be
Yeah.
up there with a number that's
So
more
that means we're
comparable
scoring more
to Zaha's. Yeah, because now our top scorers are only like I think it's 4, you know.
Yeah.
So and Neto is fit and playing. Obviously, Jimenez is out, but with our top scorer who's fit and playing, he's only on 4. Theirs is on 9.
That's like
That's a big,
real.
yeah, a big disparity, isn't it? There, so Yeah, Zaha, the man to keep the on in terms of goal scoring. Yeah.
Our defenders definitely need to watch out for him.
Yeah, especially with his dribbling as well. Like we talked about
yeah.
before when we played him in the cup and we previewed it and stuff. We talked about Zaha's ability to run with the ball and take people on, draw fouls. He's a good dribbler.
We need to watch out with him, don't we?
Yeah, and they've got Andros Townsend who can move with the ball as well. Eze, remember Eze? He's another player who can dribble and take players on. So it's not just Zaha.
No,
and they've got goal threats in Benteke and the new guy, the new striker who you've told us about. He might be a good goal scorer, but certainly Zaha anyway is one to keep an eye on.
Next on the agenda is Dylan's Fact of the Day.
At this present moment in time, Roy Hodgson is the oldest he's ever been.
Thanks for that, Dylan. Next on the agenda is the teams.
Okay, so that's the team that you would play there, and over this side of the page you've put the team that you think Nuno will play.
Yeah.
So first of all, tell us the team that you would play.
I would play a 5-2-3.
Okay.
And I'd have Patricio in goal, obviously.
Yeah.
Semedo at right back. Bolly, Cody and Kilman centre back.
Yeah.
And then Saïss left back.
Right, so I see what you've done there. Ait-Nouri's injured, we think, because he was taken off at half time against Chelsea. So we need a replacement in that left back slot. Now against Chelsea, Keanu Hoover came on and played on the right, played right wing back, and Semedo went over to the left. But for this game, you're saying you would keep Semedo on the right and you'd like to see Romain Saïss come in and play left wing back. Okay, yeah, that's a fair enough choice. A good, stable defender, isn't he, Saïss? And he gives you a bit of a threat, a goal-scoring threat from set pieces as well. So
he helps both ways, defensively and attackingly.
Both ends of the pitch, correct? Yeah.
In midfield, Moutinho and Neves.
Ooh, right. So we had Dendoncker and Neves, didn't we?
Yes.
Against Chelsea.
I've changed it because he keeps having chance after chance after chance and he keeps messing it up.
He does, you're right. And I understand your frustration. Yeah. But overall, I think he was all right. He's pretty good. You know, he did a lot of the dirty work, covered a lot of ground, broke up a lot of play. Overall, I think we gave him like a 7 out of 10, didn't we? So it was a good performance there.
He just needs to improve on actually scoring.
He does,
when he's getting his chances.
I understand your frustration. I understand that you're getting a little bit annoyed because he keeps getting these good positions but keeps not finishing.
Gave him loads of chances.
Yeah, so you'd bring Moutinho back in then, would you? Okay, fair enough.
And then up front, I'd have Adama, Jose and Neto.
Yeah, that's a good front three. Yeah. You got the big, strong new guy, Jose, playing in the number 9.
Because we need someone strong up there.
Yeah, and he can do that job.
And he can keep the ball, and he's very physical, and he seems like a good jumper to head
Yeah,
the ball.
he can win the ball in the air as well. And then either side of him, you've gone for the pace of Traoré on the right and Neto on the left.
So we've got speedy and then a strong...
Yeah, and if they can get down the wings and cross the ball in, at least we've got somebody in the middle who can get on the end of it. Yeah, that's a nice team that you've picked there. Now, what do you think that Nuno will do?
I think he'll play a 5-3-2.
So you think he'll play an extra midfielder?
Yeah.
You'd go with 3 up top.
Because I'm pretty confident on this game.
Right, you would go with 3 up top, but you think Nuno will only go with 2 up top and he'll play 3 midfield, an extra midfielder.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what you think he'll do then.
I think he'll have Patricio on goal again.
Yeah.
I think he'll have the same defence.
You think he's going to go with Saïss as well?
Yes.
You don't think
he did play the last game as well, you know.
Yeah, so he should be fresh. I don't know. I think he might stick with Hoover because I think Hoover had a good second half. Against Chelsea. I think he may stick with Hoover on the right and Semedo on the left. But it'll be interesting to see. You think he's going to go with Saïss?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting point. We'll find out, won't we, on Saturday?
Yeah. In midfield, I think he'll have Dendoncker, Neves and Moutinho.
Right.
So I think he'll have Dendoncker instead of Adama.
Yeah, so you would have Adama as an extra attacker on the pitch, but you think he's not going to play Adama, he's going to play Dendoncker with Moutinho and Neves. And up front...
And then up front, Jose and Neto.
Right,
I think he'll still play Jose.
Yeah, so you think he's just going to go with the front 2 of Jose as the number 9 and then Neto playing off the front man?
Yes.
Right, and Dendoncker in midfield, where you only had 2 guys in your midfield, but you think you'll have 3, Dendoncker, Neves and Moutinho. Well, we'll see, won't we? When we get to Palace, we'll see when the team sheet comes out, how close you were with your predictions and And if Nuno does bring in people like Sace, or if he does bring in Martini out, and
Yeah,
the system and the shape, we'll see how accurate your guesses were. What's next on the agenda?
The prediction.
Okay, what do you think for this one then?
I'm going for a 2-0.
A 2-0, right? Yeah, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? And have you picked goal scorers as well?
Yes, I think Jose and Neto. I think he's
The
going to
front
get his
two,
first
yeah.
goal.
Yeah, right, okay. And you said you think Nuno will play them two as a front two, you said, didn't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
And they're in both teams as well. I've picked them to play.
Yeah, and you think Nuno will, yeah. I think that's a good guess in terms of goal scorers. You know, Neto, joint top goal scorer. This new guy, Jose's got a good record in Spain of scoring goals. Yeah, I could well say that. I mean, I hope it does. I'm going to go for a draw.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to go for... I think I'll go for a 1-1.
Who is your goal scorer then for goals?
I'll go with Dendonka finally doing it.
Oh, do you think he'll
Yeah,
actually
I think
get the
finally-
ball in the back of the
Yeah,
net?
I think he'll pop up, and this time he'll pop up in the area, and this time he'll finally score the
I
goal
hope so.
and finish an action that our players deserved, because we've gone through a lot of nice play. We usually build up well, get it wide, get it in the box, and then he'll make a lovely late run, get on the end of it, but then he doesn't finish the action decisively. So this time I'm saying I'm going to go for Dendonka to get us a goal, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. So not quite as optimistic as you.
I
you know,
hope I'm right.
I hope
and
you're right.
wrong.
Yeah, I hope you're right, and I'm sure most Wolves fans will be thinking, let's go there and win. But I haven't got my confidence back yet. My confidence has been shaken an awful lot by our results this season and how inconsistent
I
we've been.
hope Wolves do prove you wrong then.
Yeah, I hope they prove
And
me
your
wrong.
confidence is back
Yeah,
up.
hopefully
for
in a
winning.
few matches' time, if we do put a few wins together, my confidence will come back. But at the
Yeah.
minute, I'm still fragile, so I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
What's next on the agenda?
It's a sign off.
Oh, okay, that's your job.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below your predictions for the game.
Or Spotify. They could
What?
like, subscribe, or Spotify.
No. That's a totally different thing. Totally.
What's Spotify then? To Spotify? If you do a Spotify, what's
It's
that?
an app that plays music.
Like-
Any music you want, you can put it on there.
Just like Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Any music.
Yes.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Could it play Dolly Parton?
Yes. So make sure you join us next time for the Wolves versus Crystal Palace match review.
How about Shawaddy Waddy?
Who?